Hi, my name is Filipa. Welcome to my channel, Awkward the Talk, where I provide parents with the skills, knowledge, and tools to give children mindful sexual education. Today's topic is setting boundaries. Setting boundaries is important for everybody. And because we are not used to setting boundaries when we are kids, and we have had our boundaries demolished so many times, especially when we were kids, because grown-ups knew better. uh, it is difficult for us as adults to set our own boundaries in our relationships, be them in romantic relationships or friendships or work relationships. How we interact with one another is deeply affected by our ability to set boundaries and to enforce them. So it is important that we start exercising this habit, this skill from an early age. So how do we do that with kids? First, when you are playing with your kids, if you're tickling them or something like that, and they ask you to stop, you should stop immediately and respect that they want you to stop. The second one is forced affection is not affection, it's just forced physical contact, right? Because affection has nothing to do with force. Affection is only cool when the person giving it and the person receiving it are happy with this interaction. And this is something that's very important to explain to kids. And you can do that in this very simple way, where you say that it is only okay if both people are enjoying it. So we are getting closer to Christmas, and there will be a lot of family gatherings. And I already have seen that a lot of parents are concerned about how they are teaching their children about boundaries and about physical boundaries, their body boundaries. And then when they are worried that come the holiday season, when there's other family members around, that they will not respect these boundaries that they have been so diligently helping their children set. So here I would like to remind you that you as a parent are the best advocate, and sometimes the only advocate, for your child in these situations. So your child should not be forced to show affection to anyone, regardless of how they feel about it, because what they feel is rejection, and nobody likes to be rejected, and there's nothing worse than being rejected by a child, right? So that is not your child's responsibility to take care of this adult's hurt feelings, right? Because they are also not right to feel that way. And it has nothing to do with being polite or not being polite. Being polite is about you acknowledging the presence of somebody else, and that is done through greeting. And you can just say hello or a high five or whatever your kid is comfortable with. They don't have to be forced to physically interact with people. I remember there when I was growing up, there was I don't know, she was a friend of a family, and the reason why I didn't like greeting her was because she smelled so funny. There was something about it that was just awful. And then you know those people that when they kiss you, in my culture, when you kiss people, you're not really kissing them, you're just putting your cheek against them. And you know, this woman, she would just like, you know, that kiss that goes like and then it's just like kind of wet and disgusting, and and then then parents are they get so embarrassed when children are just like, I don't want that. But the truth is, there's no need for there to be this physical exchange between people, for them to be acknowledged and polite and respectful and even loving, right? So if the adult is forcing the situation, then it is up to you to step in and advocate for your child and explain to the adult why it is that you feel the way you do, and what and how you are teaching boundaries in your own household. And I feel like sometimes people do these things. I would say most of the time people do these things and they don't realize where you're coming from. So you don't have to take on a combative stance when you talk to these family members or family friends. You don't have to be combative about it, but you do have to be informative, and you do have to stand your ground. Because what is the message that your child is receiving if you are constantly going on about how boundaries are important and we should be respectful, but we don't have to be affectionate with people we don't want to be, and all these nice things at home where you control the environment and it's safe, and then you go out into another environment and you don't follow through with what you have been teaching your child. And my question is, what is your child learning from that interaction, right? So another way of teaching boundaries to kids is when kids are playing amongst themselves and one of them starts saying stop and the other doesn't stop. What I used to be told when I was a kid was somebody's gonna end up crying. But what you should be doing is you should intervene and remind the kid that is not stopping whatever behavior it is, how important it is to stop and to respect the wishes of the other person. Another very simple moment where you can teach about boundaries and stopping is when you're in traffic, and you can just talk to your kid about how important it is to respect when we have to stop, and what green lights look like, and why we go when it's green and we stop when it's red. And these conversations, again, I will never get tired of saying these conversations about sexual education and about and this is sexual education, setting boundaries about sexual education, because it speaks to our search for well-being, right? These conversations are to be had in your normal everyday environments, and you should take any and all opportunities to reinforce, repeat the values you stand by and your family shares when it comes to sexual education, right? So being stuck in traffic is a perfect example, and you can explain to your kid why it is important to stop, and the red light, and what happens if you don't stop. What are the dangers, for example. Another way that I would suggest that you talk to your kid about boundaries, or show them about boundaries, is when you're doing something and you are both enjoying yourselves, but you ask your child to stop. If your kid is tickling you, and even though you are enjoying it, you take that moment consciously to say, please stop, and explain to them why it is important that they stop, because you asked them to. So I hope this helped, and if you have any comments, drop them down below. Oh, my braces really hurt right now, sorry. Any comments, leave them below. You can also DM me, or if you think somebody else will benefit from this information, don't forget to share it. Thank you.